Well, you have the May elections coming up in in Europe for Parliament, which is why we're also having our conference this year. I mean, everywhere. I mean, people are fed up with the EU. It doesn't work. Um, they've Southern Europe has gotten the short end of the stick on everything, and people don't quite understand what happened. Um, Europe, they want to preach that it's like one giant wonderful family. However, they view everybody else as like, oh well, the Southern guys. It's kind of like the drunk brother-in-law. You have to put up with them at a wedding or a funeral, but you don't want to lend them any money, and that's basically it. The whole bail-in thing. How did that start? It started because basically you had banks in Southern Europe in trouble, and then you had Northern Europe saying, well, we're not going to send money to bail them out. So then this bail-in starts. It's just a complete nonsense. I mean, you have a single currency, but you don't have a single economy. And they never regarded basically everybody as one happy family. They've just used it as a means to oppress others. And this is what's going on with Italy. I mean, Italy is on the brink of also, exiting. I mean, they should. Joining the euro was the worst thing they ever did. I mean, you can imagine what happens. Your past debt was then converted to euro. And then the euro went from 80 cents to $1.60. So now you actually owe twice as much as what you did before. So at this stage in the game, it's just, this is why Southern Europe has been so depressed. I mean, you have unemployment running at 60% in some areas. I mean, it's a real basket case.
So investors see America as, well, not such a basket case.
Look, the U.S. economy has been the only thing holding up the world. And people don't realize what's the difference between U.S. versus the rest of the world. China respects it, and they're starting to move in the proper direction. Germany has had basically the old mercantile economic policy from the 1700s. Let's build stuff, sell it to somebody else, and then we make our money and bring it home. The statistics, even the EU statistics now show that Italians, as bad as it is, they, on a per capita basis, their net worth is more than Germans. Because Germany never focused on its domestic economy. It was always build something to sell to somebody else. The United States has the biggest consumer market, which is why everybody wants to sell here. China now realizes the mistake, and China is now turning inward, and it's going to try and develop its own consumer market. And so it doesn't need the United States. And this is how the real economy is built. And Europe is still too socialistic, and it's a mercantile model. It's you have all these people focused on trade, which is nonsense. I mean, trade is a minuscule part of world capital flows. Daily currency flows daily now is over $5 trillion. I mean, trade is minimal.
Do you think that the United States will keep chugging along? Is that your prediction then for 2019, that the U.S. will keep, bouncing along? It won't have a crash, may not vault higher, but it certainly won't have a crash, as everybody looks at America as the engine of the world. Am I getting that wrong?
Well, as far as the share market or something like that, no. I disagree with all those people that are saying, oh, it's going to crash and get 40% off, etc. First of all, if we have a debt crisis, governments are in trouble. Why would you sell equities and then run the flight to quality to bonds? I mean, it makes no sense, particularly at these levels. So the only game in town is basically really equities for big money. I mean, sure, you have individuals can buy gold, etc. But I mean, gold is also a very small part of the world economy. So where's the big money going to go? I mean, in the bond markets, that dwarfs the equity markets by about 10 to 1. So it doesn't even take a lot of money, waking up and saying, let's get rid of these bonds and go into equities. So that's why the stock market keeps going up, and all these people have been calling a crash. Look, they've been calling this is the most hated bull market since the low of 2009. I mean, every rally, oh, that's it, it's going to crash, it's all over with. They've been saying it constantly. So that's why they were always wrong. When they flip and they start saying, oh, it's only going to go up, that's it. Now you know you're getting close to the high. But at this stage in the game, they just have been so far behind on everything. It's ridiculous.
What do you think about the Basel Agreement where, they made it in 2012, they're going to have gold, a tier one asset, 100% valued in April 1st, 2019, just, what, a month away or so. What do you think about that? I mean, is that going to be positive for the gold market, or is it I mean, what do you think?
I mean, look, mainly what you have going on is that because Europe's a basket case, the likelihood of the euro is going to completely fall apart is actually quite high. And what did the euro do? It replaced basically 28 currencies. So the diversity has been shot. This is why the dollar has been going up, and you have central banks buying equities for the first time because there's no other place to put money. And the pessimism about Europe is pretty big. British market isn't big enough. Canada, Australia, China's not opened up yet. Japan's another basket case.